Hello guys, we're back with uh Unreal and me trying to figure out how stuff works. I remember last time I had this issue where I spawned an item with a specific set of arguments. Ah yeah, here, this was it. Spawn item is not player owned, but then player owned was true anyway, even though this puts false into it. So let me just check if this still happens, or maybe if I was hallucinating. Yeah, we put false into it, but it becomes true nonetheless. So, my theory was that, well, it's the only thing that really comes to mind, is that this node just doesn't work properly. So what I want to do is make a very, very small test for this. I'll make this here. Make a new folder. Call it broken node. And I'm gonna make a new scene. And I'm gonna try and make the smallest possible use case for this. So this is just my blueprint, which will have one variable, which is my bool, and we set all of this, and we set it to true per default. And now I want to make another blueprint, which instantiates the other one instantiate more. This guy has nothing except for on begin. What can I? On begin play spawn actor from class. This is my blueprint. And we want to set this to false. Error. Oh, spawn transform. Wait, we just make a local. Yeah, vector 0. Just take vector 0. Okay, and this should spawn my other blueprint with my bool as false. So now I just add the instantiator to the scene. And then I start this. Oh yeah, and we get the whole game mode stuff. So I will have to go into, what was it? World levels, world settings. World settings. This one. Game mode override. game mode. I think this is the one that does nothing. No, it does something, but it doesn't throw any errors. So my blueprint tells my bool is false. What? Okay, so this works. That is something. Okay, so let's see. Let's try and instantiate just my sword. Player owned, false. Yeah, just remove this. Why? Yeah. Player owned as false. I start. Where's my sword? Oh, here. Sword. Player owned false. Hmm. Okay. So let's make a local boolean here. Put this in there. This is false. So this then should also work. Player owned false. Yeah. Okay, so this does work. Then I want to try and call this so this is spawn items. Spawn items. I'm just gonna test my macro. Oh, this goes in here, item class. BP item class reference. This is my sword. Sword. You go in there. Then we need this. Player owned. False. Now we try this. Check the sword. Player owned. Now it's true. Even though we put false in here. So why would that be the case? Let's make a copy of this. Item macros. Item macros. Copy. Macro test. Oh, Marco test. I cannot write the word macro. My fingers don't allow this. I'm too used to writing my own name. So all I need is this. spawn items. And then I have to call the other one spawn items test. Spawn items test. This and this and that. So this I expect to still not work. Player owned is true, yeah. Yes, that is wrong. So now I just want to remove stuff from here. So for instance, we don't need this. I want to remove everything that I don't need. If it lets me. Hello? Okay. We wait. Unreal is unhappy with my input, it seems. And it broke. Interesting. No, I don't want to send any error report. Let's just restart. Huh. Why did it break just now? I just tried to delete an output parameter. But it didn't like that. At all. Not even a little bit. So for some reason, my shoulder or neck hurts right here. Too much sitting around, I guess. My theory is that the spawn actor doesn't work in the macro as it should. So either I've made some stupid mistake setting this up. Like I have a combination of nodes in the macro that doesn't work in the way I think it does. Or the error is the macro and the spawn actor don't work together. Broken node. Macro test. Let's see. Okay, maybe we'll try removing this first. No. Okay. And I try that. Now it works. Okay. So we remove this. We remove that. We don't need this. We don't need. We basically don't need any of this. All we really want to do is also this just be a single. We can put this in here. We don't need the location. We just use the vector 0. Okay. So this is the smallest test. The macro scan spawn items test. This goes in here. This is sort. This is false. Okay, let's see. Port player owned, true. Okay, so this works, this doesn't. And this is the same thing. The only difference is this spawn actor is wrapped in a macro, and this spawn actor is called from this actor directly. Let's see. I do both. Slot 0 is the one we spawn with the macro. Player owned is true. And here player owned is false. Let us also remove this and just set this to false. See if this changes anything at all. Slot 0 is the one from the macro. Now player owned is false. So what? When I input the bool here, then this doesn't work. Okay, wait. Let's remove this. See this one more time. I need to see this one more time. Sort 0 player owned false. And when I add a Boolean parameter here and connect this like so, default value is false. Default value is false. And now I start this. Now it is true. Okay. So the input argument is somehow broken. Is there any way to see the C++ code that this generates? I know I'm always bashing C++ for very good reasons, but in this case it would be helpful to see what's actually the code that's being generated. From the macro. Preview header. No, I don't want to see the header. Let's see. Let me Google this. Unreal Engine the blueprint. Oh. When you do a blueprint setup, build one up, is there a way to see the pure code of what you're visually programming? Okay. Unreal there isn't a human readable source for blueprints because they're not compiled to a human readable source. The execution flow in blueprints can do things that wouldn't make sense in C like scripting language without heavily relying on GoTos, for example. Also, compiling blueprints has the advantage of not requiring the kind of lexical parsing a written language would require blah blah blah. I see. So there is no. This is not converted to C++. This is going straight to bytecode. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Okay, so then let me see if there's any known issue with the macro library spawn export. I just noticed that I cannot create anymore the node spawn actor from class my blueprint macro library. But I can still duplicate my existing macro function that contains this node. This is not really what I'm looking for. I have a problem with the spawn actor node where the actor being spawned gets replaced by another actor. It's on a different spawn actor node. Yeah, that's also not the thing. Okay, this definitely seems like a bug in Unreal. So the question is, how do I work around that? Or what I could do is I don't... Wait, can I make this... Is there a way to... I mean, I can make a local array. Local array. Can I make other local booleans? Local boolean. Can I set set by ref? If I do this, and I put in false, so now I think I'm setting this to a local variable and then put that in here. Maybe that's different. Player owned, no, it's false. Yeah. And I set this to true. Then this is true. Okay. So this just doesn't work. Like the connection from the input to the spawn actor for some reason breaks. Yeah, I obviously don't know how or why, but it does. But when I set the input to a local variable before and use that local variable instead, then it works. So this shall be my workaround. It's not too big of a deal. It's kind of, yeah, unnecessary complication, but what can you do? Item macros. So I have to be very mindful of using the spawn actor in a macro. So, can remove all of this. And we want to make a local boolean set by ref. Store this in here and then use this instead. And now this should work. Bum, 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 bum. Test. Okay, let's go. And my resolution, of course, is not the one I want. So here we are. Sort is spawned. Sort is not player owned. Okay. So this works. This fixes that issue. That is very strange. But yeah, so it's probably just messing up the bytecode generation. That's not too surprising that there would be issues like that. I can close all of this. I'll just keep this around for future reference. Okay, let's see. Where's my... No, I closed everything again. Macros. I'll make a comment for this. Needed because connecting input variable to spawn actor doesn't work. The value is not set correctly. Okay. Where's my NPC? Spawn this. We don't have to spawn it so high up anymore. Let's spawn it like there. And now we can come back to the actual thing that I was trying to do, which is trading. We still have a debug log here. This. We don't need any of this. Okay. So I do get one error. Accessing none, trying to do something. Let's see what this is. Why does this not stay in the foreground? The sort spawned. I don't get an error. Okay. Oh, it's probably this one of these nodes right here that I just deleted. In any case, okay, so now let me actually check that the sort is properly set to the counter. Counter sort player owned is false. Customer offer. We need this. So we need the counter. Counter. Get counter. At customer item. And I think I wanna make another method that just accepts an array. Add customer items. Also, I think I want to start putting spaces in my function names and everything. This seems to... it's more readable that way, I feel like. Items. VP item. Array, and this will just do it for each. And add customer item. Oh, wait. This would... no, that's fine. Like this. And now we do add customer items. Like so. Now that should be added to the counter. Here we are, counter. Customer offer is still nothing. Huh. Why is that still nothing? Oh, yeah, we disconnected this. That is why we got the error before. Of course, we still have to add it to the output array. Okay, so now it's in here. Okay. So, what should happen next now is that we grab our money and put it down. And then we want to finalize transaction. Yeah, that would be the very basic case. Of course, we still need some logic to check if this guy is happy with the trade or not. But let's do the very simplest case first. So I put some money in my coin bag. So I don't have to go pick it up. Yeah, also, what I now have to fix is the shopkeeper area. Items, counter. Because this collides with too many things. This should just generate overlap events. This collides with item and item in container. And this should probably be container trigger. So we don't raycast against it. So now we got monies. And I can... Oh, yeah, now it's trying to match my offer. Just... Now we just swapped some coins. So it shouldn't be trying to match my offer. I think we can't really use the same logic that we used for the buying, because that doesn't seem to work. We have to tell the NPC that they really want to sell the sword, and they won't be trying to match what we are offering. Instead, they will be trying to make us offer more. So I suppose... How do we do this? When we are in here and we add something to the shopkeeper area, then we call the recalc offer on the NPC, which then goes into here, which causes it to match the offer. So the easiest thing would be to set another boolean, which says if the NPC is buying or selling. And when they're selling, then they don't try to match the offer. They just say, yeah, this is okay. Is that what I want, though? That how it should work. Let's say we have a merchant come in and they're trying to sell you some stuff. And of course, you'd still have the raise and lower price options, but in that case, they should work the other way around. Because when you raise the price, I mean, you don't need raise price when you're buying something, because you can just offer more money or items. So in that case, you would only need the lower price option which essentially tries to convince the NPC to accept less for what they're offering. Okay, so I think I have convinced myself that buying and selling are two different things and need to be handled differently. I don't see a way to combine this into one trading logic. Yeah, okay. So in that case, I think, yeah, I think we just use bool. Is Oh, we already have a bool. Is selling. Are we using that? Begin play is selling. Ah, yeah. So this is just what we set in the inspector right now. So I suppose you want to keep this around. Obviously, we don't want to set it in the inspector always, but for now, this is all right. So, finalize. We need different logic here. We need different logic here. This isn't needed when we are selling, when the NPC is selling. And transaction cancelled is the same. Okay. So I guess I make a branch for everything. Or do I want to make... I think I first want to make functions for all of this, so it's not too difficult to read. So I call this buying lower price. And this is buying finalize transaction. Yeah. I'm wondering if there's a way to make this a little bit prettier. But for now, let's just do this, and then we can see later if we can improve this architecturally. Buying recalc offer. And function buying raise price, and transaction cancelled is the same always. So Let's put these into a group, a category. This buying. And then we have to make a branch on everything, which checks if we are selling. It's selling. This is false. We do this. And then we need function selling finalized transaction. True goes in here. Event lower price. This goes here, this goes there, and then we need a function selling lower price. Feels like this should be. Oh, yeah, actually, we should just make a like a trading AI base class and then switch which implementation we use. That would be much smarter and also very much more extendable. Okay, so question, how do we do that? NPC. Would that be a macro library? Because I don't want to, but can we? So it doesn't have to be an instantiated object, or maybe it does actually. Actually, maybe it does. It would be better if it weren't. It's just a static, some static logic that we can call and put the state into it with the calling function. So, excuse me. Question one: can one macro be a child class of another macro? Actor macros? Wait. Was macro library something? Macro library. Ah, yeah, and then now we have to choose the actor. We do this. Ah, yeah, and we can make a child blueprint. So this would be BML trade AI base. Actually, that could also be an interface. I mean, we already have an interface. Can we implement an interface in a macro? Class settings. Namespace. No, doesn't seem like we can. NPC. This one. Inherit implement interface. Yeah, customer. Which we can't do here. But that's not so tragic. Yeah, I think that's all right. Just make one base class and then implement different subclasses. That should work just fine. So let's see. If we do one finalize transaction, but then we should also add functionality that the NPC can decline the finalized transaction. Okay. So let's make some methods first. Actually, these should work more like events, I suppose. So this should be something like on try finalize transaction or on player finalize transaction. And this would be on shopkeeper edit or change offer like this. And then I make child blueprint, which would be base trade AI by. Oh, no, this isn't a macro anymore. Wait, what? Trade AI base. Oh, this is now blueprint class. Trade blueprint. Then how is this the child of that? Class settings. Parent class. So, my actor can be a child of a blueprint macro library. That is weird. Okay, let's do another macro library actor. Let's see if this works at all, like I thought it would. Parent class, trade, AI, base. And now, no, I can't override anything. Okay, so it doesn't work with the macros. Then I guess it has to be an actor after all. Blueprint class. Is there any other thing I can do? I just make it an object? Let's try just making it an object. DC trade AI base. In here, I can still make my functions. Like this one. And then I make a child by, and I can override this here. So yeah, that would be what I want. But then I should also be able to just use an interface. I don't really need a base class. I would rather use an interface. Imported interfaces. Implemented interfaces. Yeah. Okay. And then when we want to use this, we have a variable right here, which we call trade AI, which then is of the interface type. Okay, let's see. Interface, blueprint interface, DC, wait. Let's delete all of this. Wait. Except for this. DC trade AI by. Delete all of this. So now we want to make an interface. DC trade AI. And this would be implemented here. Let's delete this. Trade AI. On player finalize transaction. We may want to use both base class and an interface. Trade AI. But we could, I mean, in terms of shared logic, there's probably some overlap. We can also use macros to share functionality. Okay, so trade AI by, and we also want trade AI sell, which also implements this interface. And then here we say this is of type trade AI. And we just set the default value to buy. At least I thought that's what we could do. Ah, yeah, it needs to be an instance. So, wait, when we start, so essentially in here. Here we want to set this to, wait. Do we also use spawn actor, or is there spawn, another spawn class that we would use? Wait, no. How do we instantiate objects like this? Instant, instantiate, no. New, add component, or maybe add component by class? Construct object from class. Trait AI. Yeah. So this would be cell. This goes in here. If we're selling, we use this. And if we are buying, then we use trade AI buy. Okay. And now I have to transfer all the functions. So this is all for buying. Buying a lower price. AI buy. Oh wait, I have to add it to the interface here. On player lower price. AI sell lower price. That's all of this. Buy. Match offer we can't use. Match offer should probably also be a macro or something, or a static function. Oh, this is the wrong method. Lower price. Event on player lower price. We patience. We increase the patience and we set the price modifier. So the patience stuff and the price modifier stuff should all go in here, I want to say. I think we still need a base class because we need the same thing in the selling AI. But I also don't want to make an abstraction too soon. So, okay, let's see. Let's, or maybe we, There's also the possibility that we just use the NPCs, the NPC variables in here. We just pass the NPC as a parameter and then use its values. But I don't think that's super clean. So can I? No, I can't copy all of this. Okay, so we need some variables. Patience, current, seconds. And then we need price modifier. And patience max. Right. By patience max. And this selling we don't need. So then we also need a start on start start barter should really stick to the words I chose. So this would be barter AI barter b barter AI. Okay. So then when we start this, then there was some logic in here that would reset the patience, start bartering, reset barter values, all of this. Patience max. This is currently a value that we set in the editor, I think. Patience max. Ah, yeah. So, let's just, the real question is if every bartering AI has patience, and I think the answer is yes. Because that's like the whole basis of the game, or at least one major part of it. But on the other hand, I could also have some like tutorial customers who don't have patience. Or maybe patience is only introduced a bit later. So I don't want to block off the possibility to have AI that doesn't have patience. Which means this has to be defined in a base class, essentially. So we make a new blueprint class, we make an object PC um, data AI patients base or something, which then obviously implements the Barta AI interface, which then has this, and we need the patient's mix. The thing about this is that we can't set this in the inspector anymore, but as I don't really think we need to set it in the inspector. All we really need is to set this once and then have it apply to all NPCs. So I want to copy all of this over to here. Not the price modifier though. Patience max. Or maybe there's a way to make this even more modular and not have a base class. Oh. No, let's not. Let's try and not make, let's not try to make this too complicated. Let's try to not make this too complicated. Patience. If I need to have it more complicated in the future, then I can always rework this. Where's my patience? Where's my patience? Yeah. Patience current set. The price modifier doesn't belong in here. Only this. So event on start barter. So this has to be a function on start data. I guess we call this reset values. And then in here, we don't need this actually, we just have to override that class. Parent class is bot AI patient space. Yes. Parent. And we override reset values. We call the base. We don't need this. We just set this to 1. Okay, so event graph. Don't need any of this. So reset data values. We did all of this, so we just call the trade AI get and set on start data. I don't think we need this method anymore. Reset data values. Just put this in here. Okay. Data AI by finalized transaction. Buying finalized transaction. Oh wait. We still had. Okay, now let's start here. Pick up bought items. Start roaming. Counter item. I guess this does belong here. But in the interface, we should return a boolean. Which we call accept. And then in the buy AI. Oh wait. Can we? Is this a thing that we are allowed to do? Yeah, we are. Okay. So on player finalize, we always return accept or not. Player finalize transaction, which was declared a parent with different signature. Finalize transaction. Hmm? Okay. So this always accepts, and when we are in here, don't need this. Let's delete these. These are empty anyway. And we just call trade AI on player finalized transaction. We just copy this over here. By finalized transaction, we don't need this. Go there. Of course, we have to branch only if this is true. Then we pick up the stuff and go. And then this also needs to be able to return a boolean event finalized transaction. So we have to go into the. That's my. Oh, I had this whole different folder for my NPC classes. No, this is like RPG classes, not programming classes. Customer interface. Let's put this in here. AI customer, trade actor. I don't know if I'm even using this. I think I am, but not really. Wait. Customer. Customer. I think this implementing the other interface. No. Okay, so for this finalize transaction, we also call this on player finalize transaction, and we want to return a bool, which we call except if I may give it a name. I may not. This except? Okay, huh? This works for some reason. And then in the NPC, we need to take this. Oh, we now have to implement it here. All right. So we take all of this. This goes in here. Put this there. And then we return the accept. And then we still have to check this in the counter. Okay, lower price by on start barter, reset values. Barter AI, finalize transaction on player, lower price. This. So I think we do this calculation. Why can't I see the on player lower price in here? Class settings. Oh, wait. I have to implement this here first. Yeah, and we want to yeah, I guess we want to either we save the price modifier in the NPC and pass it into the trading AI, or we store it inside the trading AI. And then the trading AI just returns the new the changes that we have to make. I think that makes the most sense because then I have the most freedom to change this behavior in different implementations. Yeah. Okay. So we don't need. Oh, we need our current offer, which is BP item array, and then we have to return items to remove and items to add, which is class reference. So in the base class, which is here, one player lower price. We do nothing in here. This is an abstract class, by the way. And when we buy, why one player lower price? Why can't I? Oh, one player lower price. Here we are. And then in here we do this. We change the patience, which I guess we can also do in here because this is the same for, at least should be the same for all AIs. Price modifier. At least this is a good base implementation, I suppose. But we return nothing. We just adjust the price modifier. Patience in seconds. Set. This doesn't have a price modifier, so this just takes care of the patience. Which I suppose makes some sense. And this will go into the buy. Well, first we have to call the on player lower price base. How do I call the base class implementation? Parent. Parent. Player lower price. Oh, right. By AI. This is my parent class. I have this here. And player lower price. I have unfinalized transaction. Finalized transaction. Oh no, reset values. I have to put this into a method. So let's do function lower price. And this would have to also return items to remove. EP item array and items to add. Like so. And then in here, we don't do this. We override lower price. And we don't need these. So after we call this, we want to call the match offer. So in here, we calculate the value of both offers and then call adjust offer. I feel like this could be much shorter. So this we don't need. Oh yeah, this was just for debugging. Get coin difference. Spawn items. So this is essentially what we need to call target value. So all we really have to do is take this, receive the value. Yeah. So we take all of this. But then we need one more parameter. Let's rename this to current customer offer and current top offer. By okay, why don't I wait? We get this. Oh yeah, we need a new. Oh yeah. We have to put these parameters into here. Current customer offer. Oops. And current shop offer. So these go into here. And this returns nothing to remove and nothing to add. But in the buy, current customer offer, current shop offer, put this in here. And then we have to calculate. Oh, like perceived value. So this would also be in the trade AI, I want to say. Or maybe not. I have lots of things to consider. I think I want to put this into the trade AI, but also depends on the class configuration. So maybe I want to inject this as an interface. So we would have another interface which we call let's say customer functions, or let's call it customer functions for now. And this would implement this perceived value, which takes in an item and returns a float value. Oof. And then this guy has to implement that interface. Customer functions. Conflicts. Okay, so we have to rename this. And then do that customer functions. Okay, so perceived value, and then we just take all of this and put it into here. Like this. Item, checked item, my class. So if it's money, we always return with the base value. And if it's a desired item, then we also return the base value. And if it's neither money nor desired item, then we return 0. And we need a local variable check item, key item. Okay. Misspelled. Okay, still doesn't find it. So we have to rewire everything. Checked item, get this, and checked item here. Okay. And now for the AI, bot AI for the lower price, we also need our customer functions. Customer functions right there. Lower price. This also has to accept this now. Customer function. Just customer function. Put this in here. Okay, and now for this, all that we have to, oh wait, shouldn't be an array. This is a single. This is a single on clear lower price. Okay. Okay. So now for the shop offer, we go back to adjust. No, match offer. All we have to do is this. Bot AI buy. Okay. So we want to call perceived value for all the items that the shop offers. And we need a local variable total perceived offer value, which is a float. And then we add all of this together. And after that, change this as well. Set this. After that, we have to call get coin difference. This needs the count. Oh no, this just needs the customer offer available coins. Okay, so we can call this since we are buying get coin difference. Why? Because the macro is implementing the actor class. Shit. Where is it? Item macros. Can I make this implement object, or is it then not allowed to use spawn actor? Let's see. Can I use spawn actor in here? Yeah. Crap. Rats. Hmm. Okay, then I guess I need a separate thing for these. And this has to be in its own macro. Because in here, I'm not really doing anything fancy, I don't think. I get the coins. I calculate the value of the coins. No, I calculate how many coins I need to get the value. So there's nothing fancy going on there. Macros. The only reason why I can't do this in a static function is because I need to get my coins asset. Oh wait, no, I get this in my static. Wait. Did I do a stupid here? Coins value. This is not helpful. Get coins with value. Is there something stopping me from doing this in my static function in here? I copy everything to here? No. And this doesn't even need to be a macro. So this is Bitcoins with value. So I can just make a new function here, get coins with value. Put this in here. And this needs value as an input. Target value, integer. Need a local variable target. Remaining value, integer. Set this. Values. We need yeah, I think this was the reason, because I needed to define these variables. But I guess I can just put them as the default value for my local variable. Greenco, okay, what's up? Hey, you do know those gray vars can be promoted to local, right? Where you don't have to manually replace each of them. You mean these ones? Can they? Right, local variable values? Oh. I see. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. uh, okay. Yeah, that's much faster, admittedly. So I would just copy this in here. There are more tricks, but I await cookie reward before sharing. Cookie reward, okay. I'll bake you some cookies. Create value. Huh. That is so easy to do. This one didn't work. Points. Result. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so the values are these and the coins. Copy coins. These. The only question that I have is if these will be like stored statically or if this will be like instantiated whenever I call this function. I would assume that it just optimizes this so it doesn't instantiate everything all the time. Hmm. Well, what I mean is like it's easier to show in code. Like let's assume we have a function. I'll make this yeah, C# something. We have a function which has a parameter. So in this case, we have, what's your question for me? You just seemed like you didn't understand my question. So we have an int array values, and this has some default values, like in how I set it here. And when, so my question is this implemented like when I call this, then value is made like 10, 5, 2, 1 every time? Right, this is not a dictionary, it would be like this. Or so does this array get instantiated every time I call this function? Or does it just implicitly have a static default values array, which then it uses as like the default parameter? That is what I'm wondering. The difference in performance would be slight, the last one. So it does do a static thing. Okay. Yeah, that is what I would expect. But sometimes engines do weird things. You make a local var, it's basically a pre-made array you link. Okay, that's good to know. then there is no issue with doing it like that. This was my only concern. Because when it's a class variable, then I know for a fact, okay, this is stored in the class and there's no additional cost for using it. But when it's a local variable, it could be different. All right. So we have this Bitcoins with value for each. We do all of this. We add the coins to our result. And then we have to return the coins. EP item array class return. So, coins is not blueprint visible. Blueprint read only. Get coins with value coins. It's not blueprint visible. Blueprint read only or blueprint read write. Please fix markup or cease accessing as this will be made an error in a future release. What are you talking about? Coins. Oh. Wait. This can't be the same name. Rest points. Okay, yeah, that's a bit confusing that these can't have the same name. But okay. So this is all right. Now I don't have to call the macro. And I can just call the static function, which I do. What was my by AI here? Get coins with value. Why can I not call this right now? Get coins with value. This is not the thing. I want to call this. Wait, let me rename this. Get coins with value. Yeah, okay. No, not the right one. Need this? Okay, let me also rename this. Get coins. Wait, how do I call the static thing? You're moving all the code over to a library so more actor classes have access to it. Yeah, I am basically trying to figure out for which case it's best to have a static blueprint for what I use macros and for what I use data assets. Currently, I'm just trying to figure out the use case for all of these things. So that's why I'm changing around a lot of stuff all the time. Can I call this? By mask. Why can't I call the static functions from here? By and cell would be really nice as actor component, I guess. Actor component. Yeah. That is one option. But I think there is too much overhead with that. That's why I'm trying to just make it as a simple object. So you can drop an actor component in any actor and they can buy and sell. We're talking about different things. What I am referring to, what I am trying to implement right now is different logic, like AI behavior for buying and selling, and not the functionality to buy and sell. So let's say when you as the player try to raise the price for the NPC, there can be different behaviors for the NPC to do, if you can follow me. So the way I want to implement this is I have one interface essentially for AI functions, and then I can have different implementations that behave differently for different player actions. And I don't want to use an actor component for that, because then I'd have to instantiate an actor all the time, which, like, if we have the AIA and AIB, then when I want to change from A to B, I have to instantiate the component A or B. And these actor components have lots of different values that are also then, which come as part of the package. So actor components, for instance, have like a transform, a location and stuff, which the AI behavior doesn't need. That's why I would want it as simple objects. That is my reasoning. Still, why can't I? Not sure I'm following. Yeah, I don't think I'm not doing a very good job at explaining it. I'm wondering why I can't call this right now. Can I call it from my NPC? Get coins with value, get coins with... Here I can call it. This is the thing I want to call. But I cannot call it from my object. I forgot the name again. Get coins with value. I cannot call anything. I cannot call any of my static functions in my object. Why would that be the case? Can you only call this from actors? That would be very strange. I also still don't really understand why you can call things from different areas and not others. Like, this is my These are my static functions. I see a lot of BC, not sure what it means. BC is just a blueprint class. This would be BF, actually. So I have these, this blueprint function library where I defined some functions. Yeah, BFL. Okay, let's rename this. BFL. This is BFL, yeah. So these I can call from like my NPC actor, which is get coins with value right here. I can do this, no problem. But I cannot call it from my AI. It doesn't want to. It doesn't want to. And I don't know why. This is a object. So this derives from the PC Bata. No, wait. Yeah, this is my base object. And this parent class is just object. Get coins, yeah. So this doesn't work. So I assume you can only call these static functions from actors, but that doesn't make any sense to me. Why would that be a thing? Can you go out this interface function and try the main graph? Oh yeah, sure. Event graph. Yep. Points. No. Copy the node from the blueprint NPC and paste it in here. Get points with value. This is my base class. This is the event graph. And when I try to paste it in here, one or more copied nodes could not be pasted into this graph. So it just doesn't want to do it. And I don't understand why. Because I can call the macro, I think. Yeah. Bitcoins with value. Let's see. No, I can't call the macro either. The only thing that shows is for the data asset. I'm not sure. This object type is the like super base class of everything. When you do a new blueprint class, it's just this. It's not an actor, not a pawn, not a character, not anything else. It's just object. Direct base class for all UE objects. And I think that's just the issue. Let me try to make an actor and get points with value. Yeah, for an actor, it's no problem to call this. You've never seen anyone use that. I see. Yeah, but that's like, I don't want to use an actor for this behavior. I just want a little simple class structure where I define some methods which I can implement in different ways. And I don't want or need this to be an actor, because everything goes either inside actor components or BFLs that are used in the base or childs of actors. But then why would it give me the option to just make an object if I'm not supposed to use that? Hmm. Let me ask Google. Unreal Engine calls static function from object. Get world from static function. Because you're supposed to know what you're doing when working with an engine. I see. And no, that's not really a good explanation. And leave you quite in the dark when things fail. I see. Let me ask ChatGPT. I have a static function library. And I am trying to call it from a simple object class, not an actor, just object. But I can't do it. Why? I don't know if ChatGPT understands what I want. Certain types of nodes and functions, including those from Blueprint Function Library, may not be accessible directly in a class derived from object. This can happen for a few reasons. Context sensitivity, no world context in object. The object class itself does not have a direct reference to the world, which is required for many of the nodes that interact with the game world. Because of this, certain static functions from a Blueprint function library that require world context may not be available when you're working with an object class. Global static functions. Their static functions do not rely on world context and are purely logic-based, e.g. mathematical operations, string manipulations, data handling. You should be able to call them from any Blueprint class, including object. However, if your function is not... Okay. I think I understand. It's just how it is. No, I think that's just how it is. I think what it wants me to do is mark this as pure. And wait, where was I? Lower price. Oh yeah, yeah. Get coins with value. No. Oh, okay. So this doesn't do anything. So yeah, world context. Here only means it's going to edit values inside. I see. Generate const class. Whether or not this blueprint class is a const class or not. Maybe this does something. I still haven't given up on this. I feel like there should be some way to do this. Abstract class. So when you can't do math and set node. I see. Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what I want. I want this to do just a calculation and then return. That's all I really need. And there's no reason why this would need a world context, I don't think. Construction blueprint display, blueprint category, because this would be very restrictive. Let's see, does this change anything? This is a const. No, it doesn't. You can change the class type of your object to anything else at any time and keep the code. Yeah, I know I could just make this an actor or actor component. But the thing is, that's not what I want to do. If your static functions do not rely on world context and they're purely logic-based, you should be able to call them from any blueprint class, including object. However, if your functions rely on world context, they won't work in an object-derived class. Possible solutions. Use world context-independent functions. Ensure that the functions you're trying to call do not require a reference to the game world. If they do, they won't be callable from a simple object class. Okay, let me try one more thing. If I have a function that just returns like an integer, my test function, and I also make this pure and whatnot. Oh, this is the description. My test function. Would it allow me to call this from here? My test function. No. No, it doesn't. Pass in world context. If your function requires world context. I mean, it says that this somehow requires the world context, but it clearly doesn't. Static functions. Or do I... wait. Another static functions blueprint function library? No. If your function requires world context, you may need to pass in a uWorld reference. Refactor your blueprint. If the functionality you're trying to achieve inherently needs world context, consider refactoring your object class into a more suitable class, such as actor or component, which can access the world, work around with game instance or other globals. If you need global access to certain functionalities, consider using the game instance class, which can hold reference to static functions and be accessed globally across different blueprints. Game instance class? Game instance? Get game instance? Get the game instance associated with this UI? No. Create instance. Conclusion: to call a static function from a blueprint function library within an object-derived blueprint, ensure that the function doesn't require world context. Okay, so ChatGPT suggests that there's a way, but so how do I ensure that the blueprint function library doesn't require a world context? Ensure that functions in your blueprint function library don't require world context. You need to do two main things. Set the function to not require world context. Well, by default, functions in blueprint function library might require world context if you're not careful. You can explicitly disable this requirement by following these steps. In blueprints, if you are creating the function purely in blueprints, ensure that the function doesn't implicitly require world context by avoiding the use of nodes that depend on it. For example, do not use any nodes that require access to the world, such as get actor, location, spawn actor, or get world. I mean, I can't do a get world in here. No. And I mean, this clearly doesn't do anything like that. This also doesn't have anything. This maybe. I had a blue node called world context. Wait. Drag in BFL function into itself. Add a blue node called world context. Drag BFL function into itself. You mean like this? Yeah, world context. You're right. I see. Okay, so that explains a lot. And ChatGPT just says that I should avoid using nodes that require world context. But that doesn't. Let me try one more thing. Oopsie. I make another one of these static function. I mean, the whole point of this project is also for me to learn things about Unreal. Why can I not? Huh? Huh? Static function library. I cannot instantiate this. What? Huh? Blueprint function library. Or do I not do this here? Was it somewhere else? Blueprint. Static. No. Blueprint function library. That's the one. Or is it? No, it looks different. Oh no, but that's the same thing now. Okay. So I have this function right here. I'll make it pure. It still requires world context. On an editor, access modifier. That is so strange. Class settings. Const class. This didn't do anything. No. On an editor. Strict class. Run construction script on drag. Blueprint function library. I see. But I see what the issue is, but it still doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Because why would I not be able to just define static functions that I can call from anywhere? That just doesn't compute for me. It's hard for me to imagine that there's really no way that I'm not allowed to have just a normal static function Okay. Let's see. Let's ask Google. Static function library without world context. Hmm. I have a blueprint function library with a function where I give a couple float values and it returns another float result doing math with time since creation. I'm trying to do the same in C++ function library, but the only way I found of get world context is passing any object to the function, so I can get world context of that object. I want to do exactly the same I achieved with blueprints. That means not passing any object to get the world context. I tried to use this as reference, but the engine don't allow blah blah blah. Engine, game viewport, get world. Not really what I was looking for. Blueprint function libraries and world context. I'm trying to understand the purpose of world context in relation to blueprint function libraries. If I create an empty blueprint function library, create a new function called foo, leave it empty, and try to use foo in certain class that will require me to put in world context object to foo. No, foo doesn't interact with the game world or any objects for that matter in the simple example. And the same method copied directly into the calling class works without requiring a world context. What is the purpose need to have world context required in blueprint function libraries, and is there a way around this? Answered in this post. That's nothing you should worry about. If it gives you an error, just connect it with the world context variable. But basically, every function that comes from a function library, not from an actor, needs to have a reference in the world to be executed. That's why it appears. It still doesn't really answer the question. That's why when you call a function from a class that comes from the class actor, it will assume that the world context is the actor itself. That's why it doesn't appear in characters and actors. It's still there. It's just not visible. And function libraries need a reference of the world sometimes. Blah, the same guy. Unfortunately, that doesn't really answer the question. Is it just hand waves and says, don't worry about it, but often I use blueprint function libraries from blueprints that do not have world context and shouldn't need one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Imagine I have a simple blueprint function, blah, blah, blah. I passed in my pawn actor and that. Yeah, that's still not the... I would love for someone to follow up on this. I've created several BGLs in our project, and today I created a new function where world context is being automatically added this way. The first time I've ever seen this behavior. Niagara. No answer. So I'm definitely not the only one who stumbled across this. It still seems very, very strange. Because this has so many weird implications. So any functionality that you want to implement that would want to call a static function then suddenly needs to be a component or something. That just doesn't make any sense. It's like if Unity said, okay, you can't implement any normal C# objects, everything has to be a mono behavior. It's just nonsensical. Hmm. 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 So either Unreal Engine's design in that regard is BS or I'm missing something. Because the way I am understanding it right now just doesn't, from a like basic programming principles kind of view, that doesn't make any sense. Hmm. I also can't call macros. I could only call the data asset. But then I also need a reference to that, obviously. Hmm. 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 Maybe there's still another way that I'm unaware of. Blueprints, pure static functions. Let's see. It's possible to create and use static functions in Blueprint without spawning an instance. Use a macro. Mm-hmm. Blueprint function library. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Hmm. 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 Okay. So I am about to accept that this is just bullshit. In which case, I have to find a way around it. That is such an odd design decision. Like, why? Why would they do that? So I guess the way around that is to inject these functions. So I would like in my customer functions, customer, I would add a new function which is the same thing, get coins with value. Hmm. Value int, and this returns, I can delete this. This returns this. Can copy it for some reason. Okay. Customer. Oh, wait. No, that should be in customer functions. Not here, but there. Bitcoins with value, points. VP item. Wait, no. Class reference array. Yes. And then I implement this in my NPC. Where is it? Bitcoins with value. And this then just calls the static function, Bitcoins with value. Does this. And then in here, I can call this guy and say, get coins with value. No. That's not, I have too many functions with that name now. Customer functions, this. And this would then essentially just give the world context to the static functions. I mean, this is all right, I guess. Bitcoins with the value and geez, where was it? Here. Just offer get coin difference. Get coins with value. So this can also call the static thing. Yeah. Get coins with value. Target is customer functions. No, this. This data asset also can call the static function. Okay. So this just doesn't work the way I want it to. Hmm. Get coin difference. So what I need to do, I get the coin difference. Get coin difference returns coins to remove and coins to add. So Yeah, all of this can also go into the static functions. So get coin difference. Do it. Okay. We call this. Oh, this now wants world context. This is so dumb. Why? You want to tell me that I also can't call a static function from another static function because it needs the world context. With value message. No, this is customer functions. What the fuck? You can't call a static function from another static function? Are you kidding me? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So I'm coming to the conclusion that static functions are just useless, to put it simply. Simply put, static function libraries are, yeah, just crap. Mm. Hmm. So the next best thing to do, I mean, there's really two options. Well, I mean, even making everything a component doesn't really solve it. How are people making games with this? It seems so awkward. Hmm. Like if I have any functionality that I would want to have static, even if it's just, I don't know, I implement a some algorithm, I don't know, like factorial, compute and factorial, which I want to have as a static function so I can call it from anywhere in my program, which would be a complete valid thing to do. There's no way for me to do that in Unreal, at least with blueprints. And even if you make everything an actor, which is a stupid idea, or make everything a component, which is equally stupid, you still can't call a static function from another static function, which is just about the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That makes everything so much more complicated. Because sometimes all you need is a static function that just does a calculation or something. You also can't use macros from a simple object. As far as I see, because that probably also needs world context. Let's actually check macros. If I call another function, I actually can't do it. Get spawn points with value. Oh no, I can. This doesn't even need a world context. So why would it prevent me from calling this here? Wait, what was the like spawn items? I mean, spawn items probably needs world context, but what's this like get coin difference? Get coin difference. No, this just lets me call the thing from the data asset, and then I need a reference to that. So I can't call a macro from my object. That is so unnecessary. Everything has to be an actor or a component or something. Maybe there's... No, I don't think there's anything else. Maybe in that case, blueprints just isn't the way to go. Maybe blueprints is just not the thing. Hmm. Hmm. So the only real option that I have, if I want to have something like static functions, is to have a like static object that I pass into anything that needs to call some static function. Ah. Yeah, this is kind of ugly. This is kind of ugly. Hmm. Hmm. Let's say I do make this a component. I mean, this is clearly a dead end that I hit here. So if I were to make, wait, where's my base class here? If I were to make this a actor component, actor component macros. Wait, let me make a new blueprint. So this is an actor component. And this I would assume would be able to get point difference. Yeah, this can call the static functions. Functions, variables. Ah, wait. Did I misunderstand that the whole thing? When capsule component, is this an actor component or? Right. Blueprint. Let's save this. Where does this go? New blueprint. Ah. Okay, so these actually don't go into the hierarchy. I thought these would all go in here and have like a transform and stuff. But they go in here. In which case, this isn't so bad after all. Yeah. Okay. No, then let's do it like this. Okay. I am convinced I have vented my frustrations. And I think I found the way you're meant to do these things. Hmm. So my AI base then is an actor component. And this then would go somewhere. Construct. Then add component. Actor component. Add child actor component creates a new component and assigns ownership to the actor. This is called for automatic attachment cause the first component created to become the root. Is this the thing I want? No. Child actor component. Actor component. How do I instantiate these? Attach actor to component. Construct object from class. I mean, I don't think this would add the thing in here, or does it? No. Construct objects of type. Yeah. Doesn't want you to do that. Wait, where's my cell? This is Barter AI base. Okay, so now both of these should throw an error. Yeah. Okay, so what's the proper way to add a component here? Add component, common, custom. Ah, this is the one. So then when I want to add Barter cell. When I want to change these, I have to destroy one and add the other. Next question is, how do I call these? I guess I have to, I just add these in here. Okay. So I can call get points with a value from my static functions here now. Oh yeah, but we still have the problem that we can't call static functions from another static function. Which is like, what? So all I could really do is copy this. It doesn't seem Let's see. So currently I have this implemented here. Wait. Too many classes. Am I still using this somewhere? By name or I'm using this here. Okay, so we can exchange this with. Oh no, I can't call a static function from here. Am I using this somewhere? Spawn coins with value. Okay, so maybe these static functions are just nonsense. Maybe I should really use macros instead. Perhaps macros are the way to go then. Because at least they can call their own functions. So then coins with value, all of this would go into the macro. And yeah. Shit. Oh fuck me. No, macros can't have any local variables. I am going insane. Why are you doing this to me? Why am I doing this to myself? Macros can't have local variables. Okay, but I could use my get coins and just get my variables from here, which does work. I mean, that's really the point of this data asset, storing all the coins. So I guess that's an okay thing to do. And say I'm a huge fan. I didn't expect this to be so complicated. Not gonna lie. This would go in here. So we get all the values. They go in here. goes in here, this goes in here. This goes in here. But this should give me an error. This should give me an error. Points. Get points. So my result. We put this in here. And my result is a local array of wildcards. This goes in here. This goes in there. So this technically works. I'm really trying hard to make this work in any reasonable fashion, which turns out is not easy. So my hit coins with value. Oh wait, there's a branch here. What was this supposed to do? Oh yeah, this should go back into the break. So we go in here with the target value, which is our remaining value. Oh wait, this also shouldn't work. Why does it let me do that? We need a local float, double precision. Why do they always come with double? Oh no, we need a local int. Local int set by ref. Put this in here. Go there, go there. And the remaining value has to be replaced with. This is super awkward. Uh, for loop. I mean, why can't there be any local variables in macros? Everything is so restricted. And there's not even a good reason why macros wouldn't be able to have local variables. These are literally just functions. And I mean, they can have local things, but it's so awkward to use. We get the coin asset. We set the target value. For each of the values. We divide. Oh yeah, this also has to go there. This is such a mess. Jesus Christ. At this point, I really feel blueprints are more complicated than just plain text programming. Because this doesn't tell me anything about what's happening. And I don't see any way to make this any prettier. Hmm. Hmm. I'm thinking maybe it's time to check out the C# plugin for Unreal and maybe redo the whole thing. Because this doesn't make me happy. This is just ugh. I want to puke all over my keyboard. Hmm. Okay, so today I learned that it's very hard to make any semblance of reasonable architecture with blueprints because everything is just so restrictive. Let's see, Unreal Engine C#, Unreal Sharp, Unreal CLR, or Unreal Sharp. What's the difference? There seem to be two different plugins. Unreal Sharp is a plugin for Unreal 5 that allows game developers to use C# in their projects with the power of .NET 8. This plugin bridges the gap between C# and UE5, providing a seamless and efficient workflow for those who prefer C# over C++ or Blueprints. As in any reasonable person. Unreal CLR is a plugin which natively integrates .NET Host into the Unreal Engine with a common language runtime for direct execution of managed code to build a game application logic using the full power of C# 10, F# 6, and .NET facilities with Engine API. The project is aimed at stability, performance, and maintainability. So, let's see, what is the most recent? Okay, so Unreal CLR was last updated last year, which is not great. And Unreal Sharp last updated 18 hours ago, so this one is pretty much active. Features, C# integration, write game logic in C#, everything that I ever wanted. Seamless Unreal 5 compatibility, fully integrated with the latest UE5 features and API, hot reload, automatic bindings, sample project. Okay, let's download the sample project and have a bit of a look. Maybe this is better. I mean, it can hardly get any worse. Let's see. Download this. Unreal project. clone. I'm amazed they're able to use Git for this. Because when I tried to use Git with Unreal, it was really not working too well. Installation. To get started with Unreal Sharp crop out, follow these steps. Clone the repository, set up Unreal Sharp. Clone the Unreal Sharp repository into the plugins folder. Okay. Unreal Sharp is this one. I also clone this. Wait, am I supposed to clone the Unreal Sharp repository into the plugins folder? Okay. So right now this is empty. Not find remote ref. What? No branches. Unreal Sharp crop out. This doesn't have anything. Huh? It's a public repository. Why? Oh, here we are. Weird. Main. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now it works. So in the plugins folder, we are supposed to clone Unreal Sharp repository into the plugins folder, located in the root directory of the Unreal Sharp crop out project. So in here, we want to no, okay, let's see. We clone this here. Unreal Sharp .git, yes. And then I'm gonna just copy this into the plugins folder. Technically, I guess you could make it a submodule, but my experiences with submodules weren't so great. Okay, let's see. Unreal. Let's close this. Any other steps I have to do? Open the C++ solution file, SLN located in the project directory. Build and run the project from the solution. Build and run the project. So it wants me to... Wait, what? SLN file? I don't see any solution file. Rip? You mean this one? Open the C++ solution file. Loaded, located in the project directory. There's no solution file here. Hmm? Unreal Sharp programs, Unreal Sharp. We are very confused. Let's see what's in here. Crop out villager. So this is pretty much plain C# with some Unreal annotations. We get lots of errors. So, okay. I'm gonna try to just open the project in Unreal, crop out sample project. Here we are. Okay, while this loads, I'll take a quick break. So it's still loading. Huh. So yeah, macros and static function libraries. It's not great. Or maybe it's just the blueprint system. In the beginning, I was like, yeah, okay, blueprints are not bad. You can actually do a lot of things with blueprints. But as soon as the logic becomes like a little more complicated, like not even that complicated, to be honest, then just becomes unwieldy. Even simple loops are so so weird to do. There's no good way to organize the nodes, I feel like. And you don't have any indication of like which level you're in. Like in any programming language, you'd have like tabs or white space or whatever to indicate, okay, I'm on the class level, I'm on the method level, I'm in a loop or if or whatever. But in a blueprint, it's just all on the same level. Which makes it very hard to intuit what's going on. I would say that is my main problem with blueprints. Otherwise, they're not bad. But doing anything slightly complicated, or like a loop in a loop, is also super awkward to do. And every function has its own tab. I think it's just a space thing, to be honest. Like a function that would fit into 5 lines in a text editor becomes a whole page in a blueprint. I think that's the core of the issue. So yeah, let's see if this C sharp thing is any good. If it's not any good, then I may have to switch to C++ or just not use Unreal, which to be fair is also an option. But I like the new, like Unreal 5 is very, very good. Just from a feature standpoint, Unreal 5 is amazing. It's how do you say it? far, far beyond what Unity can do. And it has a lot of really nice features. Like just the fact that you can have your just use the standard first person character and you really don't have to worry about much and you can just start prototyping. That is very nice. Unity wasn't able to do anything like that in like 15 years. Just give you a good first person starter pack or third person starter pack. Or even just doing like walking animations in Unity. You have to do so many things before you have any NPC animations or anything in Unity. But in Unreal, you just drop in the default NPC character, tell it to go somewhere, and then everything just works out of the box. That is so much more convenient than Unity. But is it like not having C# levels convenient? Is that really a trade-off you want to make? This takes ages to load. Mm-hmm. This is taking forever. Compiling shaders. Oh. .NET task failed, an error occurred. Error in executing build command. Alle Projekte für die Wiederherstellung auf dem neuesten Stand. Okay. Okay. Fuck. Seems like this is not made for the latest Unreal version. No. Is there any way to get out of this? Error namespace. No, think. Can we stop? Is there a way out of this? No, it just keeps going. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, Louise. What have we done? Everything's going to shit. Unreal Editor. Kill it. Okay. I mean, I put this in here like it told me to do on the Unreal Shop repository into the plugins folder located in the root directory of the Unreal Shop Cropart. Open the C++ solution file. Huh? I mean, there's only one solution file in here, which is this, and this gives me errors. And maybe I have to reference the plugins, but I would think it does so automatically. Hmm. Hmm. A pawn? A default pawn? Hmm. Maybe I just have to use a engine version 5.4. Is that not the version I'm using? Yeah. 543. So it should work. Let's try again. No. Unreal Engine crop out, script core, crop out player controller error, player controller not found. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, I did everything it told me to do. On the repository, on the Unreal Shop repository into the plugins. Open the C++ solution. Build and run the project from the solution. But the solution doesn't work. It just does not work. The only solution that we have is in script, this one. I assume that is the one they're talking about. Yeah, that's the only one in the project. But that just gives me errors. So, let's see, plugins, Unreal Shop, binaries, Windows. We're just trying to reference these. Assemblies, Unreal Shop. Is this the right binaries managed? Binaries managed net 8 Unreal Shop. Yeah. Hmm. 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 So that doesn't work for whatever reason. Hmm. 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 No. Nothing else. Sample project prerequisites. .NET 8. Is my .NET version not up to date? I would assume it is. Let's see. Where was the update thing? Updates. .NET 8. Okay. Update. This is just my Visual Studio though, not my .NET. It's 7 runtime out of support. Okay. So maybe my .NET version is not up to date. Okay, I think I must stop here for today. I will try to get this to work and then maybe continue next time. I'll thank you for hanging out and hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.